I am Tasty Nubbins with Hubo or Soldra, and he is back now. So we just saw our MVP from that last game rather of the set, and it was cool. Hubo and I both different opinions of that. I thought it was Cloud. He was going for Cloud too, but San was his predicted player. So cool, taking that one out on a fantastic showing on the Ziggs pick. So
I mean, it's really impossible to, frankly, it's really impossible to be wrong about this MVP pick. Every single member of the OMG roster really did their job. Whether it was whether it was Thresh, Cloud's Thresh landing really clutch hooks, whether it was going landing the perfect Gragas ultimates, whether it was Drug, finishing kills off with Lee Sin. I mean, everyone played extremely well in the multiple skirmishes that OMG fought in, and I'm really proud to see that was the case.
So, waiting picks and bans now for the final game of the night. I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see WE Academy adapt and try to split the set. If they don't, they will actually be in outright last place on their own.
Yes, they will.
YG did split with LDG, so LGD rather.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect World Elite to be able to come back from that. There were a few good things. The thing about crafting team compositions is that you want to see, you want to have a composition that is particularly good in one certain style of gameplay, whether that be picks, whether that be poke, whether that be siege, and then you want to have a composition that also scales well throughout the entirety of the game. And that's why so many players pick, Kog'Maw with Lee Sin, or champions like Corki when you have Jax in the top lane. So, I mean, OMG, World Elite wanted to try to give themselves a chance by pressuring OMG into thinking that they were going to eventually lose to this late game composition. But OMG was unfaltered, and basically, they didn't feel any pressure from World Elite Academy's composition in trying to close out that game. And already we have an Annie and a Ziggs ban. Is the Ziggs ban a clear target at Cool?
So Braum as well being banned out. So OMG sticking to their guns on what they banned last time. They're basically targeting out UJ. They don't want these meta supports in. Kassadin, they also banned last time. This time around, WE Academy is going to ban that out. So now we get to see what OMG chooses to ban with the last one. They could potentially target something out. Maybe even, ban Lulu or Jax or something of that nature. So just in case wondering, or potentially Lee Sin.
Given the fact that there are 2 bans left, we might see a first pick Kayle or Lulu right here. Alternatively, OMG could decide to give up the Kayle Lulu first pick and then go for an early Lee Sin and then lock in Twisted Fate in the second rotation. So OMG has a lot of answers right here. Kayle is a good start. That would obviously give up the Lulu for World Elite Academy, but I think they're fine with giving that up as long as Going has a really nice split pushing AP carry.
So now we get to see what WEA does pick. Again, Thresh and Jarvan were the final bans. Elise Jungle is there for Mickey if he wants to go for it as well. Khan could play that Lulu top lane, just like you said. Also, Jax is another champion who was left open. And, well, Khan played Jax last time, and, he didn't have a bad game. But, again, it is China, so that Lulu is pretty much the predominant pick, and Mickey, it will most likely be locked in.
Yeah, Mickey, and I do agree with you about the Lulu pick. Mickey actually played Rengar last game, and I didn't think his Rengar was that bad. Pantheon would be really interesting. Okay, here we go. So the Pantheon pick is a really nice pick for teams that aren't, that struggle with engage but are good at communicating.
Please do it. Please do it.
Oh my God!
Please do it. Please do it. Please do it. Please do it.
But the thing about Pantheon is that when you play Pantheon, you're usually, that's usually a sign that you're a team that is able to communicate well. And if you do communicate well, the Pantheon usually works out. And that's why Pantheon was so popular in the GPL for such a long time. I mean, I think Pantheon was one of those first rotation picks in the GPL. So nice heads up pickup from Mickey to take that out. And the World Elite Academy, again, standard picks going over to the side of OMG. I'm really interested to see how Cloud plays with this Nami, because I've always said that Nami is a champion that if you're an elite support or if you're approaching elite status, Nami's a champion that you can do well with. Now, yeah,
Ooh.
now,
Twitch.
okay, right, Twitch and Sona. Twitch and Sona is actually a pretty strong lane as far as I know. Also, World Elite Academy might just be looking for this complete wombo combo. Whether that, and I think that mostly means that they'd like to fight in small jungle corridors, and then they want Mickey to use his man drop on Grand Skyfall to collapse into the roster of OMG, and then have Mickey stun one person. You chain that with the Wild Growth, chain that with the Crescendo, and then have SMLZ completely just rain terror on the side of on the side of OMG. Now the thing is though is that it's fairly clear. Okay, that the Aurelia pick might change things as well.
So
Wow,
I might have
okay,
been
so-
I might have been one game late, but the Kog'Maw is there and it is going to be
Yeah.
locked in for Sen. But yeah,
Right, so-
Aurelia.
Yeah, we do see the Kog'Maw and the Orianna. Now, Kog Ori is a very strong combination. Also, Kog Nami as a lane is extremely strong. Stronger, I believe, than even Twitch Sona. So look out for that lane and look out for whether they decide to 2v2. Okay, so the Irelia gets locked in for Khan. And Irelia is a pick that Khan has played previously to not too much success. Now, the Aurelia Pantheon Lulu combination, I think, has already been played in the GPL. I know Aurelia Pantheon has been. I don't know about the Lulu. So, ideally, you want your Pantheon to be able to trap the members of OMG into a narrow corridor, and then you want Khan to just go ham with this Aurelia. The thing is, though, and of course, Kog'Maw's not a very mobile champion, so there's a chance that Khan's Aurelia can stick onto San's Kog'Maw very well. The thing is, though, is that when you have an Orianna on their other side, and your front line is basically diving on the opposite side of the enemy team, it's very easy to get caught by Orianna ultimate, command shockwaves. So that's what you have to be careful of. Now, is this going to be? I mean, are there particular advantages for both teams? Yes. Is one composition better than the other? No. And a lot of it is predicated on how well Khan can actually do in lane. If Khan versus the Aurelia versus Kale matchup actually goes pretty well. After the first 6 or so levels, Aurelia starts to get a lot of kill pressure because Aurelia is one of those champions that can go in for an initial quick burst, draw out the intervention, fade back a little bit, and then go in again with the cooldown with an extended cooldown on her blade surge. So Aurelia is a champion that has a lot of tools to work around Kale's kit. So, again, I think this is really World Elite Academy saying that they're going to put a lot of pressure on Khan and Mickey to try to carry the game, to try to initiate team fights, to be the ones, wreaking havoc on the enemy team for the Koreans to show their own skill. And hopefully, I pray for World Elite Academy's sake that their communication is good enough to execute this Pantheon Lulu Sona combo that they so direly need to win this second game. Because if World Elite Academy doesn't execute their strength well, doesn't execute the wombo combo well, then OMG's gonna wreck them because they have a Kale and a Lee Sin. Kale, Lee Sin.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the Rift for game number 2 of this set between OMG and WE Academy. So this time around, I don't think there's going to be that early first blood over to Cool. And, everybody's just going to chill around. I'm kind of wondering if Cool's going to get that same solo kill against a Lulu this time around.
Yeah, both Orianna and Lulu are very aggressive champions. Orianna's actually... the funny thing is Orianna does very well from level 1 to 3, and Lulu does very well from level 3 onwards, during the laning phase at least. So that's going to be interesting to see. World Elite Academy, they clearly want to make something happen here, whether that means they want to demand the 1v1 or 2v2 lanes. I think that they want to demand standard lanes right there, and that's why they put the so-called Samsung ozone ward there, so they know where the enemy laners are going, and they can adjust. They already see Go going in the top lane, so that's why you see Khan posturing toward the top lane. So I think I will be correct in saying that World Elite Academy is desperately searching for the standard lanes at this game.
And they have 4 wards down right now, just in OMG's bottom side jungle. So rocking it very nicely along with that side on the top. 5 wards to start it out. I mean, we're 2 minutes into the game, not even. So Drug going to be taking his own red buff and actually counter jungle out. It's going to be left up there. So Pantheon just switching straight up to his blue. And we could potentially see another buff swing right now from Drug. But
Yeah.
Mickey's going to have to just rotate straight up to that red buff if he wants to stop it.
Right, and I think that Khan was able to spot out going traveling to the top lane from the red side jungle. So, so Mickey will be able to make a very educated decision and go towards the enemy red buff, but it looks like, Drug is actually showing the mid lane, so he might have wanted to try to scare off the members of World Elite Academy from that red buff. It looks like he will be unsuccessful, and they will go with a standard buff trade. I mentioned before, Khan has to be very patient. He's probably very experienced in this matchup because I'm sure he sees it all the time in solo queue. But Khan has to be very patient. Wait until he hits his power spike on Aurelia and then decide to try to play around going.
So he gets the blue buff for himself now. And then,
Yeah,
of
he
course,
does.
Mickey's going up to those wraiths. So Mickey can now... I mean, I'd imagine we're probably going to see him wait until level 6 to start ganking. But, I mean, this bottom lane's pushed up pretty well. And in a Kog'Maw lane where Flash is his only escape, no gap closers or anything like that. So... Might be potential to early on gank that, but it looks like instead he's heading to the mid lane, and Cool will be his targeting question. Taking a lot of damage early on, but Cool will be able to stay alive. He's going to be forced to back, but he will be able to stay alive.
Yeah, and it does look like Drug will be able to rotate over to collect the farm. Actually, Cool's going back into lane. This is interesting. So Cool still has pots in his inventory, so he's decided to potentially bait something out here, and he knows that GA sees that he's low, so Drug is posturing for a counter gank. This might be... And it looks like Jay is going to play cautiously. I mean, it's pretty obvious that Cool, given how low he was, might be staying around for a bait. But good on Drug to at least try to make a play happen. Again, Khan being very cautious in the first 10 or so minutes of this game, and that's what he's going to have to do. Again, I mentioned before that this game is on the Koreans, so to speak, and there's a lot of truth to that. Just because these are solo queue superstars from Korea, right? These are the players that are supposed to have high mechanical skill and bring a really good attitude towards the game. So at least in a 1v1 matchup, you want to see them do well against a Drug that has, a Drug that is relatively new to the jungle and a going that has been slumping recently. So you really want to see Khan and Mickey do well. And if those players don't do well in this situation, then, the fan base will have something to say, certainly.
So now... Son and Cloud's taking a lot of damage, and
Yeah,
I just
he
realized in
is.
that mid lane trade that Cool basically baited 2 flashes and an ignite just for his flash in his own, so definitely a 1 trade for him to even be able to stay in lane, and I mean, he's only 4 CS down, so he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, Cool is in very good shape right now. I mean, this is a masterclass on how to play Orianna, and I mean, we all know how good Cool's Orianna is. He played it a lot at the Season 3 World Championships. It's one of the champions that he became really famous for, and he got a solo kill on Faker. What more can you say than that? So Khan looks like he's going in.
Yeah, Khan's trying to go. Mickey's here
can
as
the
well.
Koreans make a play right now?
Doesn't have the flash. The Koreans just going to let it happen, so going now. Trading a little bit with him, but even still, no casualties right now. And Mickey showed top, so, I mean, if OMG wanted to try to go for a dragon, I mean, it's probably not plausible that WE would stop him.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately both. We saw how low Cloud got taken, and like Son and Cloud are out of consumables. Well, Cloud does have the biscuit, but both. I don't think that Drug wants to necessarily, let the lane snowball by demanding that his laners come and try to contest the dragon. So the correct decision, as Cloud showed, is to counter jungle, take away a few enemy buffs. I think he went and did the enemy wolves before deciding to recall. So good decision from Cloud. Nothing is available in the lanes because all of the lanes are pushed. So he decides to take the enemy jungle instead.
Out sitting back on that longsword, getting some pots and all that good stuff as well. 6 minutes in right here, and well, the game is just purely gold at this point in time. No turrets, no kills, And a pretty late first blood here, but even still, I mean, UJ taking a lot of damage. San as well as ignited, but SMLZ almost fell, and he is forced to go back now. UJ is out of mana, cannot heal him any longer, so both AD carries blinking HP bars, but San's still able to stay in lane, and he might be able to shove a little bit with courtesy of the Evan Plo.
Yeah, additionally, San and Cloud both have flash ups, so they could have made Cloud could have gone for a really clutch flash Aqua Prison. But, I mean, really a really nice early one for OMG. This means that Yuze is going to have to try to CS anything that he can right now, and that San and Cloud are going to return to lane with significant advantages in terms of itemization. It looks like OMG San does get the phage first, and that's very smart because he realizes that there's going to be a dragon fight at around the 10 to 15 minute mark, and that given the fact that there is an Aurelia and that there is a Pantheon on the other side, on the other side of the map, he needs to have that early mobility. So really good decision from from San not to get the early Sheen or Pirate's Cutlass, but instead go for the early mobility. I'm really liking what I'm seeing.
Drug almost got that blue buff away, but Mickey
he did.
Still manages to pick it up there. So now, I mean, teleports for the top laners, both up around the exact same time. Khan's has just come up, and Goings is up just within the seconds as well. So, I mean, if a dragon fight goes, it would be a 5v5 most likely, and then it's just a case of wondering who has the more early game potential to win out those fights. It's probably going to be purely based on positioning at that point. So,
yeah, I mean, I think at this point it's definitely World Elite Academy, just because Mickey and GA with that combination of those two champions can do so much together. But we'll really have to see. It definitely will be positioning. I've said before that team fights are really important, but I think that when you're on the Chinese, and we might see another fight right here.
Yeah, we'll see. Drug's taking a lot of damage, but intervention. Shockwave as well. Khan gets hit up, and now backing out. But what is this man drop coming in on everybody? Cool might be cut out of position with a flash in his face. Will he make it out? A flip, and Mickey trying to do as much as he can with a jump, but even still goes over to Drug. Now Khan jumps in for the back. She as well. Going's the target. 2 kills over right now for Khan, and now Going trying to kite to his best and pick up a kill, but it might not work out for him. Down for the count, and Shie picks up the kill despite Going's efforts, and that turns into a 3-for-1. And a nice play.
That is a 3-for-1 with 2 kills onto Khan and 1 really critical kill onto GA. What a nice fight by World Elite Academy. Despite the fact that Mickey, Mickey was basically standing right into them. It forced OMG into decision. And you saw right there, Cool knew that he didn't have enough time to get to the outside brush on that red buff. So what he does, he decides to go back in, really into the red buff pit or red buff area, and then try to avoid as much man drop damage as he could, knowing that they would have to fight anyways. So really nice play. We might see another nice play right here.
Oh man, Crescendo and a stun up. Cloud's down for the count, and SMLZ does pick up the kill there. So teleport's going to be canceled out. And well, Rat-a-tat-tat being used up as well. And 4-1, WE Academy open up strong. Maybe they want to go for the split. They definitely don't want to sit and outright last on their own.
Yeah, I mean, really nice, and just, especially since Mickey now has man drop, he's going to have so many options in this bottom lane, especially since it looks like so far, San and Cloud as a dual lane have had a large penchant for pushing, and we see it right there. I said before, when Khan gets past level 6, he's going to have a lot of options in lane, and that's one of the things. I think he's close to baiting out that intervention. I think he only needs one more combo to get Going very scared in that lane. Just World Elite, their lanes are really on all cylinders right now, and Khan and Mickey in particular are playing very well. Korean's OP, I guess.
Oh man, Going does have a minor CS lead though, but those kills definitely mooting that one out pretty much. So looking at CS leads though, across the board here, pretty close, except in the bottom lane, 87 to 70. So nice little 20 CS advantage right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, right, is that obviously, the Nami Kog'Maw lane is very strong. But then now, if you're either San or Cloud, you have to live in fear of that man drop coming down on you on that Grand Skyfall. So if you're the bottom lane of OMG, you have to be so careful. And I don't know whether that, whereas in a normal situation without a Pantheon, that lead might have kept growing in favor of OMG's bot lane, but I don't know if San and Cloud are going to be nearly as aggressive in lane right now. And it looks like the members of World Elite Academy are posturing for a dragon on the minimap.
Teleport's available for Going if he definitely needs to come down, but stun is down, so if he does need to teleport, it's going to be Pretty much uncontested. So WE Academy do
Nice
take this dragon, take it free, take it pretty much easily done there. So 1.6K in their favor. Seems like it should be a lot more, but again, we're only 12 minutes into this game, not even. So
Oh my goodness.
man drop coming to mid lane. Shockwave, cool, picks up the kill on a Shie, and then a tidal wave. Sonic wave onto Mickey. Are they going to take this to full term? He's going back, and Mickey down for the count. Cloud picks up the kill and make it happen. 4-3 and a nice trade. Now 600 gold. This mid lane tier 1 is definitely sure to fall.
And that really was all Cloud. I think what happened was that Cloud landed a really clutch Aqua Prison and just instant communication coming out from the side of OMG. They knew that they had to grab the early kill, and that's what they decided to do. So nice 2-kill swing for the side of OMG. And I wouldn't say sloppy play, but, you know, OMG from World Elite Academy, but OMG definitely got the better of them right there.
So now the top lane tier 1, I mean the mid lane turret's fallen. The top lane tier 1 is just about half HP, a little bit below. And going and kind of just been duking it out up here 100%. So I'm guessing probably next, Drug is going to make his way up to this top lane and they'll try to take that one down because, I mean, he's got a CS advantage. Can probably take it down. Intervention is going to be back up by that time. Khan's pretty low on mana. He probably needs to back soon. So
yeah. So World Elite Academy already has one turret down, their mid lane turret down, which is really key. So the question is, so Nick, if I'm not wrong, I think that the dragon fell about a minute ago, right, or a minute and a half ago.
Just about.
So the question is, what is World Elite Academy going to do in the next 5 minutes to try to expand their lead? Because again, talking about compositions, your Orianna, Lee Sin has so much utility. You know, Cloud's Nami is relevant. I think Cloud has proven within the first 13 minutes that his Nami is very relevant. So, and additionally, you have the Kog'Maw and the KO on the side of OMG. So what can World Elite Academy do to steamroll this lead? And that might be a good first start.
That's definitely a good start. Son gets picked off and destroyed. Takes a couple of ultimates and some playmaking, but they do make it happen now. So Drug in the mid lane actually going to get kind of destroyed out there by that little bit of Glitter Lance, and now 5-3. So it's only 400 gold differential. This game is too close to call at this point. 14 minutes in, just about. And WE Academy grouping up in that mid lane now with the jungler. Top lane tier 1 turret's going to be falling down, so it is a 2-0 lead for OMG on that account. And they retake the gold lead, make it 100 in their favor. But this bottom lane turret,
this turn is going down.
So that would pretty much escalate it back. Drug.
We might see a big fight right here.
Drug's just waiting for it, but they know something's up, so they'll just let it happen. Red buff's going to be given away. Drug's going to take that one home. And 2 turrets to 1's probably going to be the score once this bottom lane turret does go down, and it will. So 600 gold back in WE. Just kind of pick up where they left off.
Yeah, so World Elite Academy is about 600 gold ahead. You're exactly right. And it looks like Khan does have a freeze, but I think once we see World Elite Academy take we might see another fight right here, and that's a missed shockwave.
Oh man, that's gotta hurt. Wild Girl being used as well, but Sonic Wave and Shie is gonna be falling down here. Cool picks up the kill. Now Mickey's the target in question, and the teleport from going secures that kill. So a 2-0, and OMG tie it up on kills. Take back the gold.
The members of OMG knew that Khan had previously burned his teleport on that single kill onto San in the bottom lane, so they knew that they could demand any fight they wanted to right now. The question is, why did World Elite Academy let themselves get caught in a kind of position like that, where they knew that, you know, either an Aqua Prison or even a missed Shockwave was a threat from the side of OMG? So really sloppy play from World Elite Academy. They had a really nice lead, but now it seems like they're giving it away.
So now the turret goes down. All the tier 1s are down. OMG up 3-1 on that account, and the gold lead just escalating a little bit in their favor. And with this early game composition that WE Academy has, that kind of gets weaker and weaker with that Pantheon as the game progresses. I mean, probably not the best position to be in, but I mean, certainly no complaints from them, I would imagine. I mean, pretty close game, and with OMG, I mean, it's like top versus bottom of the standings.
Nick, is that all you mean?
That's all I mean, baby.
Okay. As long as we're clear. Anyways,
I love you, buddy.
Anyways,
it's 7 a.m. and
yeah, I understand that you haven't gotten sleep all night. I got you. Anyways,
I love you, buddy.
So the thing is, I mean, what World Elite Academy has to do is they have to fight right now. Like, it's 16 minutes, right? So it's soon to be 20 minutes into the game. Going already has a kill. Cool's Orianna already has 2 kills, and then San's Kog'Maw has 143 CS, right? So he's fairly I mean, he hasn't gotten the Trinity Force yet, but he's building up to that item. I think he'll be completed within the next 1.5 minutes. So Dragon is coming up in 54 seconds. Woodley Academy has to make sure, they might actually get a pick right here.
Oh, man. Well,
nice.
Drug over the wall. Going to be going down. Khan makes an appearance.
Yeah,
Says,
so I was
hey,
about to say,
see what you're doing? Don't like it.
Woodley Academy has to look to try to make a pick and then, basically spend all their gold and be in time for the Dragon, because Drug is going to be able to appear at this Dragon, and there might be a really critical fight at this time. Too many times I see Young Glory and teams like Young Glory, LGD, and World Elite Academy fail to spend their gold before fighting at Dragon. They really need to make sure that they're maximizing their gold at that particular time, and that they know what their limits are. And I think that should World Elite Academy get the perfect combo, because remember, Yuze hasn't pulled off a magnificent Sona crescendo yet, a Sona ult yet. He hasn't had a team fight impact yet. So should World Elite Academy really land all of their skills to perfection, they're just going to clean up.
Well, the Dragon is live, and the Shockwave actually going to land onto SMLZ, but
yeah,
doesn't do too much damage, so that was a
an
big
awkward
ultimate down for the
wave.
count.
That is a really big ultimate down. I mean, again, Mickey, they need Mickey to try to engage right now, but then Yuze's flash ultimate is basically their largest source of engage, so let's see if they can pull that off correctly.
Dragon's being engaged, and WE actually going to let it reset, so they don't want to...
World Elite Academy, you're exactly right. They're going to let it reset, and then it looks like they're going to go get this blue buff. But World Elite Academy can't be scared right now. It's obvious that they're really, they think they're going to lose a team fight, but they can't get scared. The Orianna ultimate is down. This might be your only chance. You're about, 1,000 gold apart. There are two members pushing up towards your middle lane. You really need to make a play right now, and I think Mickey might as well engage. And here comes the engage.
Yeah, they're all going to be standing in it, so this could be troublesome for OMG. Sand's going to get caught in the crescendo. Tidal being used as well.
Beautiful
Mickey taking
play,
so much
Cloud.
damage. And look at Cool picking up the kill now.
Cloud.
It's going to be GJ down for the count, 7-6. And OMG pursuing on to Khan. SMLZ tanking just too much loads of damage. He's going to have to pop Summerhill to make it out. But even still, this is just cleanup from Cool. Picking it up one. Now trading it. Shockwave back up. Gets missed out. And it's 8-6. And that turns into, simply enough, 3 for none. Khan's on the run. GA's on the run. Bubble's going to miss, but even still, down for the count. 4 for none. And OMG rocking it home.
Goodness. That must be so disheartening for members of World Elite Academy. Additionally, OMG is going to be able to get a Dragon out of this. What a play from Cloud. That was a beautiful Tidal Wave and Aqua Prison combo. I mean, this guy saved the entire team fight. Of course, the members of OMG peeled for themselves by, a lot of them flashed out of the crescendo. They saw that Mickey was coming in, and that crescendo only hit one person. But right when Mickey was coming for the stun, Cloud just landed a beautiful, beautiful tidal wave. Well played by
Bubble.
Yeah, well played by both Cloud and Going. I mean, they just played it beautifully and knew exactly what to do at all times. I give Cloud my MVP for that fight, because they just really decimated the entirety of World Elite Academy. That was a 4-for-0 exchange and a Dragon.
I give Cloud my MVP for the day pretty much. He's been just playing so stellar. His skill shots have been magnificent, and he's been keeping the 80 carry chugging along 100%. I mean, going pro bono when it matters, giving his life for the common good, but 9-6 right now, and OMG definitely have a pretty decisive lead for themselves right now, already up 1-0 in this set. They switched trunks and went to blue side, and I mean, they fell behind a little bit early, but they've definitely turned it around, and pretty much can pressure whatever they want to. They're winning fights left and right, and this is all OMG.
The thing I like about Chinese League of Legends, but the thing I love about Chinese League of Legends, in fact, but about OMG specifically, is that they're the members of the Chinese players are always trying to get involved, and oh my god, that's a lot of damage, and they always roam well around the map. Look at the side of OMG right now. So besides their top laner, who besides Gogoing, and Gogoing was on an island for a lot of the time, Lee Sin, Drugs Lee Sin, 7 kills out of 9, and we might see a man drop right here, so I can't comment on the kill score right now.
Oh man, that's a Man drop to save the turret. Down for the count. Trying to get up on a Cool. Cool's very low. Shield himself, but
cool.
Mickey's the target. Shockwave it back. Heals up. Crescendo hits Nada. And that's going to be Sam picking up the kill. Might be falling down. Going with the intervention. Picks up one. Khan's down for the count and still makes it out. So that is a 2 for none. And the fight's going to keep going. Drugs down. But I guess 2 for 1. Take it how you must. And the support picks up the kill anyway. So it's 11-7. Turret's going to be targeted out by OMG.
I think that World Elite Academy actually had a chance to turn that fight around, but unfortunately, Yuji just with another. I mean, he didn't have his flash up there, but that crescendo just really wasn't that good. So, what a shame that, and he gets taken down as well.
Trying to get the turret down for the count.
So what a shame that Yuji hasn't been, that World Elite Academy hasn't been able to pull off the Wombo combo. But I mean, just before OMG, the kill participation on teams like OMG and EDG, and most Chinese teams is always really high. Like the way the Chinese metagame works is that they're always roaming together. They're always trying to make plays together. They're always skirmishing because they know that their team fighting abilities are unmatched internationally. Perhaps besides probably their Korean counterparts, but just what a way for OMG to. Despite having the composition that, does, worse in the early game, they really know that for, individual champion power spikes, they can make up for those power spikes by traveling in numbers and by capitalizing on vision control advantages. So really well played by OMG thus far in the game.
And speaking of that, Cool has 100% kill participation at 4-1 and 8. So. He's definitely making a huge impact. It's hard to tell who gets those MVP cards because, I mean, everybody just ends up playing so well.
Yeah,
and it's
definitely.
oh, man. Can't determine it. You got to just wait and find out until the end. But OMG now pressuring. This turret has one attack on it left. It's going to be certainly falling down.
Attack. And then OMG just taking everything from the side of World Elite Academy. Red buffs, blue buffs, like dragons. Very soon.
Hashtag buff swing, everybody.
Yeah, very soon that the Baron buff is going to be, a point of consideration. This might be the last-ditch attempt right here.
Well, Mandrop's being going. I don't know if we see surrenders in the LPL scene too fairly often, but Tidal Wave being used up as well. Sonic Wave lands onto Mickey. He's going to jump, and Drugs just going in hot, ladies and gentlemen, trying to duke it out. Mano y mano. Everybody's letting it happen. Going comes in from the side. Mickey's down. So Going picks up the kill. Jump back in. Why not just let it happen? So Khan and Going are on the side. Taking it on. 1v1. Not going to happen. 13-7. And so far, 0 for 1.
The reason why members like Going, Drug, and San, like the squishy squishy members, were able to get so aggressive like that was because World Elite Academy knew how well Cool was placing his balls. I mean, just look at that line of scrimmage. Wherever that Oriana ball is, it's just moving, keeps moving forward, giving the members of World Elite Academy no quarter, no room to breathe. So, as I mentioned before, the Baron is soon going to become a real possibility for the side of OMG, especially after San completes that Blade of the Rune King. He has the components right now. I think so. He needs 1,000 gold to buy the recipe for that. And I mean, again, OMG coming out in a dominating fashion, showing that they can win with Ziggs compositions and with those so-called late game scaling compositions. And Cool is just a god right now.
And look at the backside. Going's coming in. They're trying to bait it out, but don't think it's going to happen. Shiera on the back is actually going to be targeted out. Mickey versus Drug. Everyone's 1v1ing the other, and now Going just helping out his friend. Going picks up the kill. Mickey's down and trading away. Wild Growth with his already used up Crescendo to basically zone everybody out. Mike caught life for the common team. Maybe Zozona trying to make it out, but will be able to just now. So Khan is the targeting question. Run it away. Will he make it? That is the question. Flashes away. The run.
Yeah, OMG hasn't backed and hasn't based in something like 5 or 6 minutes. So this is they're doing a lot with this recent gold, and I mean, Khan's not going to survive here. But
wait.
And San actually takes a turret in the meantime. So again, the members of OMG trying to do all they can.
Execute.
Khan actually might get the execute.
He should. Execute. Boom. Keeps him honest.
Yeah, you can see Going's chuckling a little bit right there. Cool, as always, very serious. But,
Cool.
yeah, they always keeping it frozen, never letting it go.
I love you, buddy.
What else can I say?
I could-
Mental synchronization.
You can talk about the man drop is cool. Just picks up a kill, pretty much solo up. SMLZ down for the count. Exhaust on Mickey. Cloud's going to be actually staying alive, courtesy of the McKill's Crucible. Flash.
Cloud.
Will he make it out? It looks like he just so happened to. And Cool picks up 2 in the exchange at 6-1 now and 16-7. I don't know if teams surrender in this LPL, but doesn't generally happen that often. But it might be all she wrote for WE.
Really beautiful played by by Cloud to bait out Mickey going back. Mickey was going to die anyways, I think, but he was able to flash almost instantaneously after Mickey decided to go back in himself with his own flash. So really well played by Cloud. I mean, let's see. What can World Elite Academy do to win? What they can do is they can camp in a brush and get a pick and then try to convert that into a dragon. Into a Baron buff. But even with a pick, I don't think that World Elite Academy, because this means that World Elite Academy will have to burn a lot of cooldowns onto that pick, right? I don't think that World Elite Academy would win with all their ultimates down against a 4-man OMG team. So the situation is a little bit dicey for World Elite Academy, to say the least. WEA has 1 turret. They've gotten... What have they got? They've gotten 1 dragon so far, actually. And again, World Elite Academy, in both games, they played out the early game fairly well, but then OMG the way that OMG controls buffs is so well done. And since World Elite Academy just has no answers, and it's really unfortunate, actually.
OMG started up the Baron and peeled off, so cleared the wards out. Now maybe WE Academy want to go for their last-ditch effort. I mean, looking pretty grim for them at this time. So
also, I mean, also to add to the fact, OMG's tower siege is so good. Like, I don't know what Mickey's doing right here.
Well, he's going for a man drop to try and make something happen.
Yeah, this might be pretty good.
So Wild Growth is on him, so try to get it. Crescendo on going. Shockwave onto that one. That's going to be UJ down for the count. Mickey's the targeting question. SMLZ trying to duke it out as much as he can. Going's down, but Khan versus Cool at a jump back in. Khan is most certainly going to fall down here and do a kick in the face to save it up. 4 down for the count. It's just Chie. He's going to be falling down to living it, loving it. San. 21-8. Ace for 1. And OMG. This is surely going to be the game.
Yeah, this might just be the game. The death timers are actually pretty short, so I'm not exactly sure. But, the reason that fart would have been much shorter had SMLZ and GA not gone hero mode respectively, and they actually managed to get a lot of damage onto the side of OMG. UJ with another mediocre Sona ultimate. Her crescendo hit 1 or 2 people that time. But really, I mean, what are you going to do right now? This is at 30 minutes when you have a 14,000 gold lead. Yeah, so at 30 minutes when you're suffering from a 14,000 gold lead, there isn't really a lot you can do. I mean, just every single member of OMG is so strong right now. Additionally, they have a lot of peel for any, Cloud has shown himself to be able to completely manipulate Mickey when he comes in with the Grand Skyfall, and OMG's tower siege is relatively excellent. So there isn't a lot that World Elite Academy can do to prolong this game, frankly.
So now OMG pretty much in the Baron area. They're most certainly. I mean, if they want to go for this Baron, it's pretty much theirs, barring some massive steal for Mickey. But even still, it's hard to wonder if that would actually turn the tides of this game. So OMG going to be starting up this Baron. His Drugs just lurking around the side, trying to zone WE Academy as far out as humanly possible. They drop pink wards. There is no sight. Going's in the bottom lane split pushing. So, I mean, it could be a fight, but it looks like it's just going to happen. So man drop's coming in. Baron's going to be used up. Cancel out the man drop. And now, around the side, does OMG want to fight this? They have the Baron. They're actually going. Speaking of the devil, split pushing bot. Already at the inhibitor turret. And he can melt those things right now. He has that Runan's Hurricane and the Nashor's Tooth. And just look at him going through it basically pretty much. The minions are pressuring the base, and W Academy need to make a move. Something's got to give.
Yeah, I mean, this is the game-ending push right here. I mean, there's nothing that World Elite Academy can do, especially considering the fact that so many of their turrets are down. Their Nexus turrets are about to fall as well. That's
Ooh.
Nexus turret gone, and this game is over.
Yep. Khan's down. Game over, ladies and gentlemen. Both Nexus turrets down. Grand Skyfall
This
used up
is
to be a bit
Sparta.
cheeky. Basically had kill count. Nice timing up from Cloud. That is an ace for none. And OMG, ladies and gentlemen, 2-0. And it is going to be WE Academy lone at the bottom of the standings.
The really
YG, move up one spot.
Yeah, the really telling statistic for that game was the fact that Mickey God was 0, 10, and 3 or something like that. And I don't think he even played that badly. It's just that World Elite Academy, first of all, they didn't ward their buffs enough, and they didn't, I think that WEA should have done much more to travel with his double jungling teammates to make sure that none of his buffs were being taken, or at least his buffs were being contested properly. And when it shows, because when World Elite Academy made an effort to contest their own red buff, they won a fight because Khan completely destroyed them, as well as Mickey God's ultimate. However, Mickey God and Khan, they didn't play badly, but, Mickey God tried to engage at multiple times, and just no one was able to follow up. And I don't think necessarily because Mickey God's man drops were bad. It's just that Ji got zoned off by Cool. Yuja got zoned off by Cool. Just no one could land any of their crowd control. Just, when it became apparent that World Elite Academy couldn't pull off this wombo combo, it was the beginning of the end for them, and we knew that they would lose. But I mean, we won't be able to see the MVP until next week, unfortunately. But I really do think that Cloud played extremely well in this set, and I hope he does get some recognition.
He really deserves it. He had a fantastic outing. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the games we have for you tonight. It was definitely a blast, but remember, this is the English Tencent LPL coverage brought to you in part here by Gosu Gamers and Games in Asia. I am Nick Tasty Manjako with Hubo Soldra. Please
my
no,
name
go.
is. Oh,
Go
my,
for
and my. Thank you. My name is
killing
Hubo
me.
Soldra Shim, and we are the GosuGamers.net, GamesInAsia.com LPL cast. We usually go on this rotation.
Yep.
It might actually, sorry to my fans, but this might actually be the last time I'm casting LPL. I hope it isn't, but it
better not be.
Yeah, but
I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah, but it might be. Thank you, Nick. So, thank you so much to our fans, our 500 to 600 fans who tuned in throughout the stream, and we love you all. And as always, feedback is appreciated, and hopefully you enjoyed those really clean games coming from OMG. And Cool is a god. And also, I want to say one thing. Kelsey and Froskrin don't believe it, but Cloud is going to be the greatest support in China very soon.
Another thing none of you believe is that Mineski is going to win Worlds for Season 4, but Hubo and I are both advocates, and we are definitely Mineski fanboys.
Yes, we are. There's nothing like TG and Kaigu wrecking face with just completely destroying the entirety of their competition in the Philippines. So, thank you very much for tuning in. And Nick Yako, I think you got to get some sleep, bro.
I do need to get some sleep. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for watching. On behalf of myself, Hubo, and the rest of all of us here at GGNet and GIA, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Be zoned out now by the fantastic words of the Baha Men.